Dusk in March. The Mekong River, which originates from the Tanggula Mountains in China, flows across open fields in the east of Cambodia into Tonle Sap Lake. Legend has it that if a couple row a boat on the river at sunset, their love will be sweet and long-lasting. If they are lucky enough, they may even encounter an elusive creature, the Irrawaddy dolphin. Currently, there are fewer than 100 of them in Cambodia. Visitors trying to catch sight of them will be lucky to see anything more than ripples on the river surface. "40-year-old Rainsy is the patrol captain at the Mekong Dolphin Conservation Zone. Every week, he leads his team on patrols along the river. In the past, their main task was to check and clear fish nets. But now, they also need to prevent tourists from getting too close. The Irrawaddy dolphin has already been included into the IUCN Red List of threatened species. There are only 3 places in the world where they live. 1 year ago, Rainsy discovered 9 Irrawaddy dolphin calves in the conservation zone. The happy-go-lucky youngsters delighted the locals. The Mekong River is the mother river of Cambodia. The large quantities of sediment it carried were deposited at the estuary and formed a vast plain. The Cambodian people have developed their civilization and built modern cities along the banks of the Mekong River. The tropical monsoon brings abundant rainfall to the Southeast Asian subcontinent and nourishes the dense rainforest. This rainforest makes up over half of Cambodia's national territory and is home to a variety of creatures. Cambodia is not only a kingdom of people, but also home to countless species of animals. "29-year-old Sam has his own elephant. Her name is Kolab. 18 years ago, his father bought her for $15,000 to transport timber in the forest. Sam has been responsible for taking care of the elephant since he was young. In Cambodia, the elephant is a symbol of power. On the terrace of the elephants in Angkor Thom, elephants receive the king's inspection together with warriors. It is said that the king had to use nearly 10,000 elephants to transport the giant stones needed for the construction of the temple. 30-year-old Kolab has now become a source of income for Sam. Tourists pay $35 to see her. And of course, the money goes directly into her agent's pocket. Tourists can buy bananas to feed Kolab. Tourists don't need to worry about overfeeding Kolab, as she is capable of eating 30 kilograms of food at a time. Tourists can also take a bath with Kolab, and if she's comfortable with it, give her a back rub. There are many elephants living in the Mondulkiri province, but not all of them are used for business purposes. Haywood is a professional elephant doctor from Britain. He and his assistant are looking for his patient, a female elephant named Sombo. Haywood came to work in Cambodia 13 years ago and has been here ever since. The surgery has to be postponed, as Sombo is nowhere to be found. By 2018, there were 70 domesticated elephants in Cambodia, and most of them serve in the tourist industry. Elephant riding has always been a popular attraction among tourists. However, carrying loads can cause injuries to an elephant's spine and feet over time.
Elephant behind me.
Nowadays, Sombo does not meet people very often. It took 2 days for Haywood's assistant to find her. Before the surgery, they need to bathe Sombo and help her relax. Sombo is already 55 years old. When she was in Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital, she used to work over 8 hours a day, walking on hard concrete floors for many years. As a result, she got abscesses on the soles of her feet. After Sombo retired, she was brought to Mandulkiri to spend her twilight years. It is not easy to perform a surgery on Sombo. Haywood has to stick the scalpel into the wound and cut out the decaying tissue. Sombo weighs close to 3.2 tons. If she cannot endure the pain, it could be dangerous for Haywood.
We're cutting the skin away on the base of the foot so the abscess will come out. And sometimes it hurts her a little bit, so she doesn't like and she puts her foot back down. And so we have to keep telling her to pick up her foot.
Sombo's abscesses are serious, so she must undergo surgery every month. It will take her at least 2 years to fully recover.
She's finished, she's going to go that way and meet her friend and she'll be very happy again. She understands there'll be less pain after every time we treat the elephant.
In Mandulkiri, the relationship between man and elephant is not alwaalways harmonious. Due to the frequent elephant attacks, Sam is hesitant about whether to release Kolab into the forest. Sam has a full-time job as a teacher in a primary school. He only takes Kolab out in his spare time to get extra income. Most of the money they earn is spent on Kolab's food. Apples, watermelons, oranges, and other fruits rarely seen in the forest are Kolab's favorite. Elephants have strong memories. They can remember details from decades ago. Sam never lets anyone else ride Kolab. The two love spending time together in the forest. Mandulkiri means a place covered with mountains. In this area, it was once traditional to use elephants as transport. Nowadays, Mandulkiri has gradually turned into an elephant conservation area and a professional hospice care provider. Shortly after sunset, tourists gather to watch a particular nocturnal spectacle. The appearance of a dozen bats is nothing unusual. But a million bats appearing at the same time makes for an extraordinary sight. This scene can be viewed in Phnom Penh every day. Under the local law, people can only watch and not disturb them. At the back of Phnom Penh, 40-year-old Stir and his friends are looking for another entrance to the bat cave. They are a group of 4 and have come fully prepared. The bottom of the 10-meter deep cave is an inaccessible world. Stir and his friends are the only people here. They have permission to come here to collect bat manure. This is not an easy job. For most people, the noise made by a million bats is intolerable. Also, bat urine can corrode human skin, and the ammonia produced by the accumulated manure can cause swelling in the lungs. On top of all that, they also have to avoid insect bites. The bat cave seems bottomless. As they go deeper into the cave, conditions become more unpredictable. To minimize the disturbance to the bats, Stir and his friends only enter the cave in the morning, collect and clean the manure as fast as they can, and then leave. The team enter the cave every 10 days, collecting about 50 bags of bat manure. One bag weighs 15 kilograms. Bat manure is much stronger than common fertilizers. 2 bags cost only $1, so it is very popular locally. Every night, the bats from Nom Sampo fly 50 kilometers to catch insects above Tonle Sap and the fields in the Battambang plain. Each year, they help the local people avoid losses of over 2,000 tons of rice, enough to feed 21,000 people. For tourists, the bats are an amazing spectacle. For local residents, they bring hope of a plentiful harvest.
នៅតំបន់នេះដែលគេចូលចិត្តអភិរក្សសត្វពជាគឺព្រោះវាសត្វពជាវាកម្រនឹងមានអញ្ចឹងកាលណាដែលវាមានហើយគេមិនចង់ឲ្យវាបាត់បង់ទេវាមានផលប្រយោជន៍អញ្ចឹងយើងមិនអាចប៉ះពាល់វាបានទេ
Cambodia's population has grown rapidly since the 1980s. In the past 30 years, the population has grown from 6.7 million to nearly 16 million, and it is still growing. Rice is Cambodian people's most important food. 37-year-old Nguyen is making fresh spring rolls. This local snack made of rice is one of the most common dishes for Cambodians. Runtaek village, where Nguyen lives, is the first ecological village in Siem Reap. Pesticides are strictly prohibited here. So how do they protect their fields? Xing Dayu is a plant conservation specialist from China. He has 13 years of experience in this field. This is his 3rd year in Cambodia providing technical support. He has just finished making a simple insect catching device. Most insects have phototaxis, an ability to move toward a light source. Shin Deyu uses this white cloth to find out which kinds of insects are affecting Runtaik village, and then produce the appropriate insecticides.
这是一种刺，这些都是蜜蜂了，是野蜜蜂。这种看到没？两个黄黄的，两个腿，这是采蜜，采蜜把花粉粘到自己的胳膊上，带回家。咬你吗？咬你。哦，这个就是了，这个就是了，这个就是活虫了。什么虫？看，告诉你们，这个就是专门吃这个辣木叶子的那种甲虫，金龟子。你见到了，这可以帮爸爸妈妈在地里抓。是个害虫。我们现在援助的呢是3大类作物：水稻、木薯还有蔬菜。3大类作物的想要种植获得产量，没有病虫害的防控是不可能的。
Before Chinese specialists developed these environmentally friendly prevention measures, local people used traditional methods. Sansoni is building 100 insect-catching devices similar to the one made by Shin Deyu, and places a water tank below each one. At 6 p.m., he turns on the lights. In this region, crickets have the biggest effect on rice, and are most active at night. At 4 a.m., Sansoni comes back and does a count. Each device contains about 100 grams of crickets, and there are 10 kilograms in total. It is the dry season now, but in the wet season, the number will be 10 times greater. The best way to deal with these crickets is to deep fry them. Sansoni has been selling crickets for 20 years. 1 kilogram of crickets sells for $1, and every day, demand exceeds supply. In Cambodia, virtually anything can be fried, whether they are creatures from the air or on the ground. Human beings around the world have a long history of eating insects, though they gradually became less popular as food in some places. For Cambodians, giving up on insects is difficult due to their great taste, as well as their high protein content.
Yum.
29-year-old Pam rides his bike to the suburbs every day. There are many orange berries in this area. Orange berries are the ideal feed for butterfly larvae. Every time he comes, Pam collects a large bunch of leaves to take back to his workplace. This is a paradise for butterflies. Common butterflies such as the great Mormon, common rose, and leopard lacewing once faced a sharp decrease in their numbers. In the last century, due to illegal logging and timber smuggling, butterflies' habitats were severely damaged. In 2009, the locals established this conservation center near Bantier Strait in Siem Reap. Now, Pam has gone from a clerk to a supervisor.
អ្វីដែលទាក់ទាញខ្ញុំជាងគេគឺការទស្សនាមេអំបៅផ្ដើមដំបូងគឺខ្ញុំអត់មានធ្លាប់មានចំណេះដឹងទាក់ទងនឹងមេអំបៅពីមុនមកទេមុនដំបូងគឺខ្ញុំពិបាកមែនទែនក្នុងការធ្វើកំណត់សម្គាល់មេអំបៅប្រភេទអី
Pam looks after the butterfly larvae as if they were his babies. Every day, he has to put all the chrysalises together and place them into the incubator. Over the past few years, he has incubated over 20,000 butterflies. As a result, this Noah's Ark of butterflies has gradually grown more and more crowded. So Pam has now found a new home for them. Pam encourages the children to raise butterflies at home. He gives butterfly eggs to the children and teaches them how to distinguish between different varieties. After a chrysalis becomes a butterfly, it only lives for 15 days. Some of them will be taken away by tourists, some will stay here, and the rest will be released back into nature. Over the past 10 years, the Butterfly Center has developed into the largest closed butterfly conservation organization in Southeast Asia. It has not only eased the local butterfly population crisis, but also brought chrysalises to more places where they are needed. Cambodia is blessed with advantageous natural conditions, but is still striving to strike a balance between development and protecting the environment. Most Cambodians are Buddhists, who believe that all living things all live together and must follow the law of nature. By protecting animals, humans are also protecting ourselves.